Yes, and this is the part two. I'm sorry, but my camera doesn't allow me to take longer films, so you'll get a part two here. I was talking a little bit about the benefits of of mass media, and there are a couple of benefits. I'm not sure it's the benefits is purely on the receiving end or the sending end. I think there are benefits on both sides, but surely the greatest benefit is from the sending part. They they get out to millions of people very easily, and that's of course their end game. That's what they want. They want their brand or their TV show or their comments being seen by as many people as possible, and that works. Using the great online world that we have, we can send information on a world spread track. We can, by one click there, you can have your Danish article written in China or in India, all around the world, just by one click, 1 second, and your article in the local newspaper can be read by the president of the United States, whoever. So of course it works. They get a lot of things out of it. They get their product out, whatever it may be. They get their product out to a lot of people, and they watch it, and they take sides in it. And of course that's what they want. The politician, of course, wants to get on their side, and Edward Snowden or people like him want you to get on his side or their side. And of course the reality shows want you to watch it and go on their sides and want more. And of course the brands want you to buy their stuff. And by getting out to you, you get the option to do that. And of course a lot of people do it. So yeah, it works for them. But of course there are sides from the receiving end that is great. We want to be entertained easily, and we get that a lot. And we get actually people fighting to entertain us. We get programs that keep on getting better and better, in our opinion. We watch them. Because of this social, I'm sorry, I keep saying social, it's a mass media. So of course they continue to come up with new things and new ideas, and we enjoy that. And of course brands do the same thing. They get better, they get bigger, and make it easier for you to choose. And of course we get excited when we read something like in government expose in the paper. And of course we want that. We want to be entertained in the same way. Yeah. But there are also a couple of non-beneficial things about mass media. For example, we have to be very selective and very critical when we use the mass media, because we are getting attacked by so many things and so many opinions and so many articles or shows or people who want to get in touch, and we have to be critical about what they want and why they target us. Because, for example, the reality shows, we have to be critical and say, is it reality? Is it real? And 99% of the time it's not. It's like a small world. It's the reality world. And it might not be staged or scripted. It just happens, but still it is in this reality world. So it's still not real, even though it's something that happens right now and is not scripted and is not staged. It's not real. And we have to be very critical about it. Of course we are entertained and we want to watch it, but we have to be critical about it. And the same goes for brands. It's not real. It's the best side of the project that they want to show off, and it's the best side of their corporations. So we have to be critical and look behind that facade and see, okay, this sneaker is your best product and it's great in every way, but what are the downsides? And we are not being shown these downsides. We have to find them ourselves, and that's why we have to be so critical. Yeah. Just the very last thing I want to say is about the the consequences over time, because there are consequences of these mass media. For example, the easiest one is reality. We keep watching something that we think is reality, and maybe it becomes our reality. We have to be critical, but if we're not, what we watch on TV is now the reality, and we start acting like the ones we see on TV. In the article, she talks about some characterization that it's usually the same kind of characters that we see in these reality shows. And we see a trend now in young people that they start to mimic these kind of characters because they think that that's how you have to be in reality. Because, I mean, in real life, because that's what reality is, and they haven't learned how to critically analyze these shows, and therefore they think it's real. And that's a consequence that they start living their real life as a reality show. And of course it gets them in trouble, it gets them humiliated, and it gets them just on the wrong track of life. And they never learn to be critical. Also another consequence is that mass media is now going on all over the internet. And we have to be careful about what we use for our students. Another article in the module 2, is an article by Jonathan Duffy that talks about how we have to make our children learn about using the internet, using the computer, and using mass media, and being critical in analyzing all these films and TV shows and whatever they encounter. And the consequences are that from an early age they have to learn how to do this, how to put their critical glasses on and view the world through them. And of course it's sad, because why should we lie to the children? Why should we tell them that it's not what they are and that they can't trust what they see? Well, I think that's quite sad, but I think that it's going to happen. Yeah, most definitely. Of course, Edward Snowden has a very clear opinion of how the government, and because the whole article is about how the government has to sign off on spying, on putting wiretaps on every American's phone without a warrant. And he, of course, exposed these government files about this and wanted the people to know that they are being listened to. And so, of course, he thinks that just these things have huge consequences because they are invasive of the private life. And, of course, that's a bad thing. I actually just want to read the quote that he says. It relates a little bit to children in this world as well. So, he says, "A child born today will grow up with no conception of privacy at all. They'll never know what it means to have a private moment to themselves and unrecorded, unanalyzed thoughts. And that's a problem because privacy matters. Privacy is what allows us to determine who we are and who we want to be." And I think he is absolutely right. And I think the corporations are also part in that. They all play a role in who we are and who we want to be. And I think that's just my end word of this. But yeah, thank you.